Welcome back to Cover Story Highlights Election 2025 Constituency Profile, where we give it to you raw, unapologetic, and grounded in truth. Today we zoom in on St. James, West Central, a bellwether constituency where the political pendulum swings every election cycle. There are 3 electoral divisions in this constituency: Granville, Mount Salem, and Spring Garden. And one fierce rematch is expected, and this could tilt the scales in the upcoming general election. Let's go in deep. This constituency entered the political arena in 1976. And right out the gate, it made history. The PNP's Francis Tuller defeated Montego Bay businessman Winston Watt in that debut election. Fast forward to 1980, and the political atmosphere was explosive. Tuller didn't return, and the PNP's Clive Dobson stepped in, but the JLP came loaded, deploying retired Jamaica Defense Force Captain Carl Roden, who secured the seat in a year when the PNP eventually boycotted the election in 1983, and that gave Roden another term unchallenged. In 1989, it was a different story. Businessman Patrick Rosegreen ran for the PNP and dealt a decisive blow to Winston Watt, who had tried to make a comeback. Rosegreen walked away with a commanding 58.7% of the vote. By 1993, both parties switched gears again. The PNP brought in Arthur Nelson, while the JLP introduced Anthony Lewin. Nelson emerged victorious with 59.7% of the vote. And when Lewin tried again in 97, Nelson still held the fort, albeit with a slimmer margin. That year, the NDM, National Democratic Movement, made a play. They snagged 5.2% of the vote. In 2002, it was time for another political face-off. Clive Mullins of the Jamaica Labour Party ran against Hugh Solomon of the People's National Party. Mullins took the seat with 53.2% of the vote. He defended it again in 2007, this time defeating Francis Tuller, who attempted a political comeback. But in 2011, the tides shifted yet again. People's National Party's Sharon Folks Abrams edged out Mullins with 52.5% of the vote. Her time in office, however, was short-lived. The 2016 election brought Marlene Malahoo Forte of the Jamaica Labour Party to the forefront, and she claimed a victory with 54.7% of the vote. Then came 2020, and Forte held firm against the People's National Party newcomer, Economist Dr Andre Haughton, increasing her margin to 58.3%. And now, here we are in 2025. Forte versus Haughton again, a showdown with major implications. Let's break it down. Historically, this constituency has flipped back and forth. JLP win it 6 times and the PNP 5 times. It is a true battleground. No MP has ever managed to serve more than 2 terms, and Forte is pushing to break that trend. On the flip side, Haughton is banking on that very same trend to swing the seat his way. And if the recent local government elections are any indication, this is going down to the wire. The PNP held strong in Granville, like they usually do. The JLP kept their grip on Spring Garden and Mount Salem, the ultimate swing division, the decider. The numbers tell a tight story. Of the 30,894 registered voters, just 7,849 turned out for the local government elections. And even with the PNP winning both Granville and Mount Salem, their lead over the JLP was just 135 votes. So here is the million-dollar question. Who has got the better ground game, or who will have the better ground game coming into the general election? The person or the candidate with the better ground game and the war chest is likely to win the seat. Forte is leaning into her stronghold in Spring Garden, securing every inch. Haughton is doubling down in Granville, trying to expand the base. And both camps are bracing for Mount Salem, the electoral battlefield where this fight will be won or lost. This one is too close to call, folks. But one thing is for sure, the political future of St. James West Central hangs in the balance. The seat where history matters, turnout is king, and no one can take anything for granted. That's it for another cover story highlights where the truth cuts deep and the facts speaks for themselves. Subscribe, like, share, and hit us up in the comment section. Who will take it in 2025? Will Forte make history? Or will Haughton stop her in her tracks? Let us know. Till next time, Jamaica, stay informed, stay bold, and stay grounded.